welcome to the Two Dudes Talk Music YouTube channel. I am the Reverend Rap.
We did it, we made it.
Because when a band's name starts being everywhere, it can be very easy to go like, okay, like.
Just because I know what it's like to feel left out and to feel like people are weird or mean to you, and so I never want to be that person, and I want...
This here is my good friend Kyle, aka the Beer Buddy.
Big opportunity. You guys must be stoked you're on the first day too, because you can just sort of shoot. Yeah, you can just relax.
Brian was sitting down with his longtime friend and his former bandmate Meegs from Cold Chamber, and they were having coffee, and Brian was...
When those questions go, those hearty chuckles.
You know what that laughter says to me is like, y'all don't even know what's coming. People are just going to be minds are going to be blown by that.
No, it will be a fucking banger.
What's going on, everybody? I am the Reverend Rap, joined once again by my good friend Kyle, aka the Beer Buddy.
What's going on, everybody?
We are the Two Dudes Who Talk Music, and we are back once again for another podcast. It is time for episode 2 of season 4. We are roaring into 2025. We've got some great episodes lined up for you guys, along with a bunch of other cool videos over on the channel. So if you're listening to this on the podcast feed, try heading over to the channel. There's plenty of cool videos over there for you to check out. But before we dive into today's guest, how you doing, mate?
Good, very good. Just came back from Lake Macquarie with my boy Randy.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Timmy.
Yeah.
Coldest blue eyes in the business, man. I swear.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the channel. He was telling us on the weekend that he was there at the watching the live stream and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but the kids had mad time. They would just run amok, and yeah, it was good. It was good. Ready to hit 2025 with big things to get my surgery out of the way and get back to normality.
Yeah, man. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, let's get that surgery done and get you back on the horse, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. How you going?
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty good.
Rolling,
back at work
in 2025.
Back at work now. Trying to catch up on the backlog, doing the whole deal. Sort of starting to check out options for some kind of voice acting stuff. Putting myself out there for a little bit of that. So if you've got a project happening and you want to get this silky voice in your stuff, I can get all like, get nice and close, get a bit sensual for you, what I was saying?
Yeah.
That looked horrifying. I do apologize. But I'm just throwing my hat in the ring with some of this stuff, it's cool idea. It's creative stuff, seeing what's going on there. Also making a few changes to the studio. I don't know if you remember or not, I had these big like office dividery things in the corner. And I had to have the filing cabinet in there, otherwise those fell over. But the filing cabinet was really big and bulky and kind of sitting in the way of stuff. So I've taken those out. I've taken the filing cabinet out. I'm starting to put some acoustic sort of foam up on the walls a bit, really kind of keep it together there. But that's still a project that it's in the works. But yeah, look, we have returning guests today, some good friends of ours. They are going to be playing at WhisperFest. If you caught last week, we spoke to Nolan and Toby. I want to say Toby. Was it Toby?
Yep.
Toby from... Sorry, I'm really sorry, Toby. I kept wanting to say Troy for some reason. Thank you. That's, Nolan and Toby from Whisperhead. All about WhisperFest coming up in Dubbo on the 1st of March. We have another band from that bill today. As I said, they're good friends. We've spoken to a bunch of times. Antonamasia. We're going to get to it right now. Let's go. Welcome back. Once again, our good friends, Antonamasia. How are you all doing, fam?
Hi.
How was your Christmases, New Year's, all that jazz?
Yeah, pretty low key for me actually. Just did some catching up with friends and family, and nothing that exciting to be honest.
Very chill.
Non-stop for me. 3 kids. It's
Still hasn't stopped.
I'm not disappointed to go back to work.
Still feel like what's his name, Robin Williams in Jumanji, where he's like, what year is it? Because I feel like I don't know what day it is most of the time. It's that weird, like, it's a new year.
Yeah, that Crimbo Limbo will really get you.
Yeah, what?
Crimbo Limbo?
Yeah.
You don't know, it's a British term for that weird time between Christmas and New Year where you don't quite know what day it is. Time kind of loses meaning. Yeah.
It's the best part. It's the best thing ever. I love it.
Yeah, but well, that's cool though. That's awesome. Glad you guys had a good one. So yes, we are here to discuss your pending involvement in WhisperFest. Now,
Yeah.
we had Nolan and Toby on last week to give us the gist and talk about it. And obviously, we had y'all on not that long ago in the run up to Metal to the Max. But you know, let's go back then, because before we talk about WhisperFest, obviously, you know, we saw you guys at Metal to the Max. We interviewed you guys there. How was, you know, for the people that maybe didn't catch that though, like, how was your guys' experience with that whole thing?
It was unbelievable. It was, yeah, next level. It was,
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of early big day out days, to be honest, or like even a home bake kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So good, like close kit, like community, you know, like all musicians doing what they all love doing, like out in the middle of nowhere. And for me personally, the freaking Starscape, I should say, I was like, after our show, literally just sitting in the field watching the freaking Milky Way. I didn't even give a shit if a spider was going to bite my fist. Crazy.
Very, I don't know, very motivating too. Like, you know, we've sort of had a friendship, and you know, we've worked with Firestorm quite a few times now, and I think it was just seeing something that was like an idea in Ash's head, like roughly a year and a bit ago. To like seeing it happen, and everybody was just like, even like punters were there trying to like make it all as successful as possible, and it's just very cool. Like we all caught that vibe when we got back to
It's only going to get
being through something, and it was like a really positive, connecting experience.
It's only going to get bigger and better too.
Oh yeah.
It's really that's a special thing. It was a good show, good experience.
Yeah, that's it. Like we just the
Visions too.
Absolutely.
like the journey out there was half the fun, and then the trip.
Mega, Firestorm.
Yeah, but you're right. Even the journey was something. I mean, my journey was pretty quick because I had to fly in. But
yeah, because Mr. fucking Rockstar.
I didn't land like a rock star. I was shitting myself and shaking like a. That's a terrifying experience.
Oh,
You guys did the full ride, didn't you? From like all the way from Queensland. That's intense. That's
We got shows.
Raph did the biggest travel.
What was the highlight of your travel, or is there too many to mention?
Oh, the probably the teddy bear part.
Yeah, the trees with all the teddy bears tied up onto it.
Teddy bears. That was pretty trippy. Just going through some of the country towns in general was an experience itself, and then going down that long stretch of just straight road.
Yeah,
I had never seen a road that long in my life. Like I had never been on the road that long in my life.
Like tunnel vision, like, you know, when you used to play Guitar Hero and shit.
Yeah. Well, the goats was saving the tunnel vision because you just like.
Yeah,
you got to keep your head on a swivel for those. But I mean, it was great. I mean, you know, just getting the, you know, I'd never been that far west before. Like I'd never been that far inland before. I mean, I suppose technically I had when I'd driven from Adelaide to Sydney with Tensions Arise. But like, you know, so much of that was trying to sleep where I could and not really pay attention to anything. But doing it with Kyle was really good, and it was you know, because like Kyle and I have been doing this for a while, but it was I don't know, it was a nice like bro moment
together.
It was a nice bro moment, you know, getting to do something like that together. That was pretty cool. So you know, like, and all the coverage of it, working together on that, having that kind of big project, sort of culminating our year with that was quite good. Yeah, it was a nice time to travel out there and see some of the country with a friend that I haven't really got the chance to do something like that with before.
Yeah,
so
man. It's about, man, you know, that's the whole thing. It was just a series of epic fucking moments, man. That bonded people, man. It was very cool. Felt special.
It's almost like you could
seeing all your mates like just bringing their A game at what they do best, like with like bands and like Pinky's dancing and like Flames of Anubis, the fire dancers, and like just everybody
Flames
just
of Anubis?
crushing it.
That's
like
what that's what they call
it made me really proud and very emotional, and I'm pretty sure I cried a few times. Like, but it's like that's the cool thing about that is that it's seeing the kinds of connections really fostering something really cool happening at the same time.
Yeah.
all times.
I would love to do like it'd be awesome to do like a series, and you could do it from like 5 different people's journey on the way up to make it one of those movies where it's all like short stories of everyone's trip up there, and everyone just ends up at the one place.
we should definitely do that next year. Get like a few bands or a few attendees to sort of chronicle their travels, and then we all sort of coordinate to go to the same place at the same time once we get out there, and have like everyone's footage merged together into the one thing. Like that's a great idea, right? So somebody write that down.
Because like I was just like when you think about it, you could have walked around that camp and every single person aside that straight road like would have had an interesting story where something different would have happened or something.
And what an experience that not a single altercation.
Oh,
I'm sure that's
No, but like as in when they caused
broke her arm and that.
Yeah, but
There you go.
that's an altercation.
That was an accident.
Oh yeah, like
No one treated each other like shit. People were like
everyone was cool.
after each other and like just talking to random people. We met so many amazing people from all over the country and the world. People from came, internationally for it. So very cool.
There were a few, which is awesome, and people got involved by getting dressed up and stuff like that, and
What was that?
it was just
that couple that we ate lunch with that came from Darwin.
Wow. Like first people we see when we get out the car, they were just like, metalhead's cool.
100%.
Because they hit us up straight away. They're like, "Are you here for that metal to the max?" And we're like, "Yes, we are."
Tattoos, fella. Piercings, your kinfolk. Yeah.
Pull up a seat.
Yeah.
Even the donkeys that were hanging out at the pub in Silverton. It's just the whole thing was such an experience. That ostrich that kept on biting me, that bit me.
It's awesome. Like nothing else. I'm friends with a goat. That was bad.
That sheep that tried to steal my VBs the next morning.
I was helping with the door, and there was the gate. There was with the gate. There was fucking goats hanging out up there.
Waiting for their opportunity.
What a
don't turn your back on these fuckers.
Man, I don't know. There's something about the whole festival vibe. It's it's really unique and different to just like the shows are great, but just being there, with a lot of bands and everyone just on the same vibe. So we're really looking forward to WhisperFest. It's going to be insane. The venue, the bands, the lineup is excellent. It's been so long. Like WhisperFest are fantastic, but it's been so long since I've seen Deprivation. Like that's going to be an experience for me.
Dude.
Yeah,
they've aged like fine wine. Deprivation. They're like they just
keep
so hard.
refining it.
It just gets more brutal every time you see them. It's insane.
Last time I saw them was the whacking thing. Crowbar. Seen them now. It was
man.
No, well, they've even brought it even more. It's even more hardcore from there. Like they're just
pretty sure they played up here not that long ago. I definitely saw them play up here not too long ago. But
awesome.
It's been so long. Like we were their old drummer was like we were really good friends with him. Like in 2014, we jammed together a few times and stuff. I think we even might have done a show with them from memory. But it's just really good. But I mean, all the bands, it's such a good lineup. It's going to be
we'll Inherit Nothing, far out, man. If you want to check out something, they were awesome at the Good Things finals. Like they were insane.
And also, Thraxis as well. Like we've wanted to play with them for the longest time. So sharing a bill together is for me, it's going to be a really good time. I'm excited.
No, it will be, man.
It is, and like we were saying last week, it's Dubbo's such a great town. There's so much to do and see out there. It's a great spot to head out to if you're wanting to see, some of the like stuff that regional New South Wales has to offer. You got the zoo, you got the caves not far from there as well, which is really nice to go and check out. You're really close.
Beautiful historical, like.
Yeah, hey, buddy, I'm doing an interview. Sorry.
Oh, kitty.
Using sort of like streets there, you're just looking around, you're like, this, I wouldn't imagine it looking too different. Like that.
Lots of sandstone, which is cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and the architecture as well. Yeah, so much of that was built, like you say, like a lot of those stone buildings there that have just been there since like day dot when the towns were formed.
I want to go on the caves.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and what is it? I think it's like $50 for the show. I don't even think it's that. I think it's $40
The show? Oh, actually, good question.
for the show. Let's just double check that before we go too far. Sorry, very professional as usual.
Yeah, no, but I mean the pricing is really, really fair for an event like this, and
$40 at the door, $35 pre-sale. So
you can get accommodation out there for bugger all. And it's
especially
only
if you grab a few friends.
It's like 3 or 4 hours out from Sydney. It's fucking nothing. It's around the corner.
And the people out there in the scene too. Like when we were there last time, we had a ball, and everyone was so welcoming, and it was awesome.
100%.
Yeah, everyone's. I mean, it's a bit like like people don't always get some of these more rural towns. They don't always get metal shows on all the time, so it's not like you got every weekend there's a show you can go to. So when they happen, it's nice to see people come out for them, and people are a bit sort of a bit more open-minded about like being into
a show. Like we saw people that were like, oh yeah, what's going on in there? Just paid to walk in, stand around for a bit, have a look. Like, that's something that you generally don't see much of anymore.
No, nobody's spending 30.
It's choice paralysis. In Sydney, it's like there's a million things on every weekend.
Yeah.
Which tends to be a bit less the case in some of these regional towns. So.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, we're really excited that you guys are on the lineup for this one, and it's unfortunate that we're not going to be able to be in attendance. Kind of lines up really unfortunately with Kyle's surgery, but it's and as much as I love the lineup and I love the look of it, like I've been doing too much travel in the back half of last year. I can't be cutting my ass down for that one, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's going to be a great show. And if anyone from out near that part of the country is watching and you guys haven't seen Antonamasia before, Antonamasia is going to be worth the price of admission alone. I'll tell you that much. Like, never mind the rest of the lineup, which is incredible. The lineup is incredible.
It's stacked.
But
I'm still spun out. It's $35 if you buy a pre-sale.
Yeah. Get your pre-sale tickets while you can, guys. Like it's saves you $5. That's an extra beer.
Yeah.
Saves me leaving them at home. Like I see every time, and I've done a lot of times when we have physical tickets. But I think for the most part, it's also saving you like $5. That's a drink.
Yeah, exactly. It saves you a little bit of money, and it helps you just get in the mood. Get in the mood. $5 in your pocket better than $5 in someone else's pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what is there like anything you guys have got planned that you can tell us for 2025 in terms of like new releases or anything like that you maybe want to?
Yeah, sure. So we're hitting the straight out of the gate pretty hard with a couple of pretty big shows. So we've got WhisperFest, and then a week later we'll be in Canberra at QuestFest. We've got some really big shows, big for us, straight out of the gate. And then we don't really, at this point, have anything lined up too much in terms of what we're doing live. So our intention is to really sort of just lock in and focus on finalizing the release and really recording, writing the rest of the songs and then moving to recording and kind of planning it all out that way. That's kind of the plan at the moment. I mean, if shows pop up, then, we'll jump onto a show. But then, the rest of the year, we're looking to really just kind of push that. That's probably the really primary focus for us. we wanted to do it last year, but just life got busy for us adults, and
we had a pretty busy run to the end of the year as well.
A lot of shows kind of coming up, a lot of travel.
Yeah.
But progress wise, we got we're still in pre-pro, but we're really excited to show everyone this new music. Like I feel like it's authentic, and it's I don't know, it just feels very us. I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Because it's got to be the first release since
sister. 2019.
2022.
But that's since Keyboard Player left. What was his name again? Jarrett.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's probably something about this release as well. It's very much going to be like musically, not to say it's quite different to what, we've previously done. It's very much the same, but in a way it is kind of going to be like a parting ways with the old kind of sound and what we were previously doing, moving into like the newer sort of direction.
Not completely, it's still very us, but it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Like uncharted territory, some of it. And it's we're having a lot of fun with it. So very cool.
Okay.
I mean, that's the whole thing. You can't let us lay down.
Is much of this stuff going to be like stuff you've been playing, or is it mainly like stuff that you haven't been playing that the fans will sort of not really have heard much of?
So it's like, well, I mean, what we've been playing, the past year or so has been mostly new songs, mixing in a bit of the old as well. So some of that will appear on the new release, as well as some other songs that we kind of haven't started playing live, but we're kind of pre-production at the moment. So there'll be a mix of things that people have heard and some things that you haven't heard as well.
Something you can sing along to, and then a couple of surprises.
Yeah, nice. That's what you want, though.
Yeah.
But now we're excited about it. Just the process of recording again is going to be really good. So,
that's always fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's always fun.
You want to make sure you get it done right.
All getting into a studio and doing it on a timeline as well. Then it kind of like, prompts you to kind of, you're working toward like a baseline kind of thing.
You hear some bands, they fuck off together for a month and write an album in the room and just they're in each other's faces every day and it goes to fucking hell, but at the end of it they come out with a piece of art that's undeniable, right? I want to do some shit like that.
Spirit Fox went Eternal Blue. That's how they recorded it. They literally went into the middle of nowhere and wrote and recorded the whole thing.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, look, if you have that capability and have that time to take a month off and get away from everything, it would be amazing to do that, wouldn't it?
We wouldn't be able to.
Far out. You can't do that.
We struggle to get 2 hours together.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Have we lost the visual? Oh no, there we go. It's back.
But it's true. Like, and coordinating 4 people, and especially when you got families, work, mortgages, this, that, the other.
Yeah, we're all adults now. It's different kind of. Yeah, different. Totally. My sciatica.
Yeah. So so you're talking about sort of a timeline, trying to work on a timeline for that. Is that something Have you got like a timeline in mind, or is it one of those cases where when it's done, and then you'll look at releasing timelines?
It's a bit of both. Like we'd like to ideally have something out by middle of the year, but we also don't want to rush ourselves with these new songs as well. So kind of like that's a loose kind of timeline we'll work on. If we can do it sooner, then that's awesome. If it's a bit later in the year, then so be it. Yeah.
That's I think that's a big thing. It's either the pressure's either going to do one of two things. It's either going to make you work, and it's going to make things happen really quickly.
Yeah.
And everything's just going to fire, or you're going to get to June or July, and you're just going to be like, it's not ready. It's not worth bringing out yet. We just need to do a couple more tweaks.
Yeah.
And who knows? Like, chances are you'll get firing, and then you'll have it done before June anyway.
This is it. Yeah, like we've already written so much of it as well. So
if it's mostly done, and it's just a matter of getting a couple of little bits and pieces done.
Yeah, and so I feel like it's momentum catches once, you know, we had written the like 4 sort of newest tracks that we like at the moment, that just happened like bang one week and then bang another week and then bang. Like they just kept coming because we got into that vibe, that flow, you might say.
It's true, yeah. Like, see, that's actually interesting because we were in a position where when Justin left, we had Sharkfest. I think it was Sharkfest coming up, which was also regional, and we didn't have enough songs like to actually play that show because Justin had kind of left. So yeah, like Cassie said, like we were kind of pushing out songs like literally 1 a week because we had like an 8-week timeline or less to like actually write the songs and then learn how to play them and then actually turn it into a set list. So we've kind of like we've felt that side of the pressure as well. So we could probably do it that way.
You know what? That 8 weeks
so much easier when it's like when you've come out with something that everybody's really like like excited about and invested in.
Yeah,
it's just another one, just like that ideas flow and it's like that momentum latches onto each one.
I think so. Yeah,
that's the thing. If something doesn't work for that particular song, it goes in the pocket, and it might be the inspiration for the next one. It's like, no, we're not going to use that part for this, but I can save that for something else later.
Yeah, you should see my my Ableton sessions. I've got literally hundreds, and they're all badly named. So I've got so many.
Untitled.
My filing system for like half ideas and for bits that are like just 1 or 2 riffs is the most boring shit ever. It's literally the date in like year, month, like year, month, day, A. Then the next one's the same, B, C, and then there's because I don't want to give it a name if it's not an actual structure of something yet. If it's like a song, if it's enough that I can say it's the bones of a song, then I'll give it a name. But if it's just a couple of riffs, like I don't.
So that's a whole bunch of what time was it? What was I doing on this date? That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's.
I just dive into it from time to time, and I'm like, I know I've got something to fit with that riff. Hang on, let me go through the back catalogue, and I'll like just open the different things.
It's better what half the other bands name them. It's all weird converted stuff or just all dick and fart jokes. That's all they are. You should either do, what is it? I think the disgust one.
Yeah, disgust. Everything's like a fart joke or something. It's,
yeah.
Excellent.
Those are random ass.
Super random. But yeah, I don't know. My saved sessions are literally a button mash. So I'll do QWEASD1. So it gets a little bit out of hand after some time. But there's
man.
There's a lot of things that you can kind of just shelf and come back to later, which I think we have a lot of that. So
I'd say too with those 8 weeks, it was pretty intense and there was a lot of pressure, but it was so fun and it was so exciting. Like we were all so pumped, you know, and we still are with writing this new stuff as well. But even had that pressure on us, it was wicked.
Yeah, it was a really good experience. So yeah, just based on that alone, I think we're probably gonna most likely come out earlier than June. I think.
Okay. And is this going to be is this going to be like in-house sort of project? Are you working with anyone externally for it?
We will work with someone. A producer in Melbourne actually. What's his name?
Mike.
Dr. Mike Trubetskov.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, he has a very he's on Facebook and YouTube and stuff, isn't he? He has a really cool Facebook channel.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy, man. Like he sort of
scientist.
Yeah, he's a scientist. He's got like a
kind of. And he got into audio engineering.
Yeah, awesome dude. Does awesome work.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to get him on the podcast.
Yeah. See his process is like we've already kind of been talking with him. We've learned a lot on how to kind of do things.
Yeah, even just the process of getting ready for it is he's a wealth of information.
Yeah.
Oh, even from the videos I've seen from him, he's a He's very direct. Like if you're going to work with him, just follow his instructions because it's going to be a much easier process in the back end rather than arguing with the professional.
Yeah, man. There's a process and it works.
And this is why, me personally, I like working with a kind of like a sound engineer that's also a bit of a producer because I like to have their production and their kind of creative element into whatever we do. I think that's one of the coolest part of working with different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so yeah, now that'll be interesting. We're gonna head down to Melbourne for that. So it'll be
Yeah, you guys actually going down to Melbourne for it.
Yeah.
Far out.
We want to do the whole live the experience, So.
Oh, make sure you you cross over your content with him. You film lots while you're in the studio with him.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll be pushing out all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, it's going to say it's great for the content game that you got to film like boatloads of stuff.
Just because he's so active as well.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Actually, that's a good point. We could even do some video content while we're down there.
It'd be like a show diary.
Totally.
Yes, he's crying in the corner again. Suck myself out. But it's such a cool process, and it's such an interesting, like, you learn a lot about everything and yourself and stuff. But
so did you find him through online?
Teaching, I think.
Sorry,
did you guys find him through online?
Yeah.
Like just through his videos on Facebook and stuff?
Yeah, so I think I originally kind of came upon him, right?
Yeah, I reached out to him and we started chatting about it. I think I shared Kinesis with him and we started chatting from there, and he expressed that he's excited to work with us as well, and we're just as excited to work with him. And I really think once he was actually the one that put us onto like doing pre-production through Guitar Pro.
Yeah, through MIDI. And that was an interesting learning experience for me. We've never done that before.
With our music, it's like a challenging thing, but it really lays everything out so you can go over everything with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
And like I think that's the sort of amount of, care we want to take.
Yeah, listen to the notes
going through it. So so we've
absolutely
we were like on a trajectory to to try and get stuff done by a certain date, but at the end of the day we're going to take that approach and really get like into the pre-production. And
I just really wanted to learn how to actually program MIDI and so I could do it effectively enough that the pre-production experience is the best it can be.
I found that heaps difficult.
It
was so confusing.
Oh, yeah. For drums, it's so chaotic, it's ridiculous. But like I've seen real I've seen quite big names talk about having, when you're doing your when you're going into the studio to record, having if you're doing, let's say you're doing, I don't know, guitars. Yeah. Well, you got your drums, and then your next step's going to be guitars, right? I've seen quite a lot of people talk about utilizing a programmed bass track as accompaniment when you're doing your guitars, so that it just helps with the fullness and helps the guitarist have that full experience of playing with the band rather than just to drum tracks and a click. But it also helps ensure that the guitar is properly in tune with yes, you tune it, but like something's off somewhere in the thing or whatever, and the guitar's in tune with itself, but out of tune of what the bass is going to be. And then you go in and do the bass tracks, and all of a sudden, if you haven't had that cross-checking or that thing to, you haven't realized the guitar's not doing what it's supposed to do, bang, all of a sudden, your bass now either has to change what they're doing, or you have to go back and redo a bunch of guitar stuff. Like I've had that happen where the guitars were getting recorded, the guitars were getting tracked for things, and we didn't, we had drums on there, but no bass on there yet. And then I've gone in to do the bass, and I'm like, that guitar's wrong. Yeah. And it's happened more than once. And because the guitars were either like, I wasn't like, when I wasn't doing it, I wasn't, when we did the Tensions Arise thing, I wasn't there when they were tracking the guitars. So there was a couple of riffs that got like, unconsciously they tweaked them on the fly, and I didn't realize they didn't put it together that had happened. And then I get in there to record bass, and I'm like, wait, that was changed. And they didn't think, when we were doing stuff for Skunkbone, like there was a couple of bits where the guitar was playing, it sounded right, but it was actually like off from where it was supposed to be. And again, like I hadn't caught that because it had been a while since I'd like jammed the song, and I just didn't think. And said I wanted to do bass, and I'm like, well, hang on, this is what my memory's telling me it should be, but that's it. So it really helps to have that in there because you can catch those things at that stage.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting experience, like taking the whole digital route, you know, like a lot of, I mean, not all digital in the sense like, you know, we're going to program anything, but just access to all this digital technology versus the live recorded where it was a lot more sort of manual kind of approach. It's going to be good.
In the old days.
Yeah.
It's just great from a pre-production standpoint. Like you say, pre-production, just if you put the more work you put into pre-production, the better product you're going to get out of the actual thing out of the actual studio time for less work having to be done in the studio itself. The more pre-production you do, the more the easier it is to just go into the studio and play what you need to play.
Yeah, because that's what the whole time in there you want to be recording your parts. You don't want to be talking about what you need to fix because that should have been done in pre-production. You want to be talking about your parts. We just want to be recording. Every time it's just going to be recording. Get as many take.
Yeah, man. Like honestly, that's very true. The way I see it is like that, and then get it all recorded, and then reflect on it and add some cool shit. You know what I mean? Like add to it. You know?
And you've got more time to faff about with those cool ideas that come up if you've done your pre-production work, so that all the bare minimum stuff that you got to get down gets done a lot quicker.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. That's pretty much the way we want to do it. Like, just don't have any doubt. Like, once we get in there, we know exactly how to play it, record it, and then
I'm looking forward to it.
Get excited. Yeah, we're super.
I was excited to have you guys bring stuff out this year, but now knowing that you're working with Dr. Mike, it's like double the excitement because I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with you lot.
Yeah,
because your recording is fantastic already. You know, you're a top tier band, but seeing what he's going to do with it, I'm excited.
Oh, me too, man. Yeah. Justin's fantastic, but it's like this is just going to be, like I said, like for us, we were very interested in just working with different sound engineers and producers to bring out a different kind of sound. You know.
Yeah.
Because
every album for every band is different in some way. It's vibe or its theme or. You know, it might be something they're specifically passionate about at that point in time. And I think it makes sense to do that sonically as well.
You only have to have a look at, Parkway Drive and when Deep Blue came out. And I think it was I can't remember who produced that.
Not like the AC/DC producer or something?
Yeah, or he did Iron Maiden or something like that. Yes. And that album, just for me personally, production-wise, like it's just up here. It's my favorite album ever, like my favorite Parkway album ever.
And it's so distinctly different, right? Like the previous, it's Adam D all over, and this is like it's still Parkway, but it's like completely new direction almost.
It's the shit that excites me, man. It's like a new set of ears, a new set of eyes. You know what I mean? Like someone with a complete different spin on things.
Well, you look at it like a chef in some sort of way. The recipe's there, but just someone else has just got their hands on it. Maybe just just done a little bit different. Just sort of a little bit different. Yeah. It's the difference between Gordon Ramsay and say Jamie Oliver.
I mean, that's what we found when we went to when I was in Tensions Arise and we worked with Logan, was like we kind of went over there and we're like, we were a little bit sort of starstruck because we're like, okay, we're working with Logan Mader. Like, this is a fucking, he's done Fear Factory, Devil Driver. Like, he's worked with the bands that we idolize and that have inspired us and our sound. So, like.
Did you address him as his full name?
No.
Mader.
No. But it was just like, you're there to do a job. Like, he didn't see it as anything other than like, you guys are paying me, like I work for you guys, and there was a couple of times when things got a bit hairy and tempers got a bit heated, and he kind of sat down and he's like, guys, like I work for you here. Like, this isn't about you guys recording with XYZ person. Like, you guys, I'm not doing you guys a favor by recording you. Like, you guys are paying me. I work for you. So what do you want? And it was like and he took what we were doing and he made it sound like I could have never imagined it would sound, and like I listened. The thing is, listening to the other bands he was working on around the time, I can look at that and go, right, well, he's really given us that this fucking band's guitar sound and this band's drum sound, and it's the way it all has mixed together. It's just like such a, and you when you work with people on that level, on like a because this is the thing, like I always want to try and work with someone that's on a higher level than me, not to like gain from their involvement, but because I never want to feel like it's the same, right? If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah. You grow if you don't put yourself in situations like that.
And you learn things that make
bingo.
Or if you don't have one before that, form a perspective and what you sort of get out of it, what process needs to happen in order for you to access that. Like it's a really important process, I think, the whole thing.
And like the amount of stuff that I picked up from working with him and that I've still carry forward to this day is unreal. And, some stuff I picked up and I've used and I've kind of set aside for different approaches to things because they haven't really worked for me. But there's a lot of stuff I've carried over that I still try and utilize, both in terms of like playing and recording actual techniques and in terms of production techniques of being a producer, dealing with a band, like how you're going to present ideas to a band and how you're going to take, you being, because it's being on both sides of it. I get it. Like it's a creative thing. It's, a band comes to you to record and it's their baby. They're asking you to help raise their baby and turn it into a fully grown adult, essentially. And you have to provide your input. Well, sorry, what was that?
So you have to, help them raise that baby and not give it a drug addiction.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that's very true. And having someone who sees those elements, like you see how a producer listens to music by the questions they ask and what they're listening for. And I think those were really interesting things to apply that you now can't not apply after you've been through the recording process. You listen to songs in parts. Well, I do anyway. That's something that like it stays with you. And if you've learned that from someone who listens for really interesting things or really delicate things, intricate things that kind of almost there but not there things, then you learn to listen to music like them and then see how they process it,
Yeah, it's crazy, and there's so many layers to it, and like I believe me, like I'm not trying to put myself on a level like of someone like Logan. Like I've what I know about the business, he has learned and forgotten 1,000 times over, right?
Muscle memory for him. Yeah.
But there's a lot to be learned from it, and like you say, listening to it like a producer is a whole different ball game, and it's a little bit like if you are like if you study, if you're in journalism and you know all about journalism, then you're going to engage with reporting and media in a very different way. Yeah. If you're a visual artist, then you're going to engage with film and TV and think and advertising in a very different way. It's just these things, and you just know so much about what goes on behind the scenes, and it's crazy when you learn that kind of stuff.
It's even going to change the way you approach your songwriting. Further down the track, like it just does so much, because now you're going to know as soon as something comes up and you didn't use it, there was a reason why you didn't use certain things before. You're not going to make that same mistake, and those parts aren't going to make it into songs again.
And you can you can think about songwriting from a producer perspective as you're writing it as well, which is like that adds so much. That allows you to like look at a song and look at the bones of a song and go, all right, how is this potentially going to be when it's finished? And you can get that vision in your mind. You can like hear it in your head of how you think it could sound or how you might want it to sound when it's finished. And it adds like so much, like genuinely, even if you don't have an interest in going into music production, like if you're creating music, I highly, highly recommend that you try and spend some time learning production techniques, learning how to think like a producer, learning how to think like a mixing engineer. just getting even basic levels of these skills, because it just adds so much to your repertoire.
It's going to save you time and money too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I find some of it's like the concepts and stuff. Like Sam built our IEM rig, and for those playing at home, that's an in-ear monitor. And that was something that just came to him naturally. He's like, yep, understood everything. And I found it really difficult to like, it's such a big topic, like, or big sort of skill set and knowledge set to learn for the most minute details that it's kind of overwhelming to me. But for the next person, it can be something that just unlocks a whole bunch of an area of sound that you use for writing and use for, you can hear in the final edit afterwards. That's something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, again, comes back to that topic that we've talked about like numerous times over the history of the podcast of what else do you bring to the table? Like it's not enough to just be a musician these days. Unless you're the greatest musician in the world, unless you're in that top 0.1%, being just a musician is not generally enough to bring to the table when you're in a band. Like you've got to bring externals, you've got to bring other skills to the table these days.
And a lot of them know that now, with a lot of them live streaming and stuff like that. That's how they're making a lot of extra revenue.
So much of them are like, so many bands are like pirate ships these days, like the playing of the music is what gets you there, with like the common theme, but everyone's got to have their own skill that they bring to the table to help beyond that.
Yeah. Everyone's got to have an A team. Someone's got to have a BA Baracus and a face, no, but it's true. Everyone's got to be good at something, because we like just spit out what Raph said again. It's true.
Yeah, right, man. Absolutely. No, so yeah, it's gonna be good, man. We're excited. It's gonna be freaking awesome. But yeah,
I'm so keen to hear it.
Yeah,
so
very very excited. When it's ready, you guys thinking about like film clips and stuff like that?
Yes, we're thinking about all of those things.
Always.
It's gonna be, we're gonna it's recording the album, but not just limited to that. We want to make sure everything is ready to go straight out of the gate, and it's just gonna be like a very tight and structured launch. So record the album, record everything all around it, get all of the merch, all the materials, just line up everything before we push go, to be honest. That in itself might mean it's a little bit later in the year before it's out with all of y'all, but it's going to be big. So, yeah. Look forward to it. We definitely are.
I'll have to make sure I get a shirt.
25.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bigger and better in 2025.
And when you guys have like film clips and stuff ready to go, definitely send them through. We'll do some. We'll throw it in the list for some reactions as well.
So man, yeah, we'll definitely be in touch about all that kind of stuff, man. Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah! Exciting. So bringing it back to WhisperFest, if people have already seen you guys before, is there going to be any new material getting played at WhisperFest?
Might be. It just depends on,
Might be.
Maybe yes or maybe no. We'll make it like a mystery. You might hear it, but you won't.
You have to come and find out.
I mean, you should go anyway. You should go anyway, because it's going to be, it's going to be grand regardless.
To be fair, if you want to see one of the tightest sets coming out of Western Sydney, that Antonamasia are there. Like it runs like a fine oiled machine.
Are you too kind, man?
Thank you.
But yeah,
I can only tell people what I observe and hear.
Oh,
that's all I can do.
Dude.
You're gonna make us blush.
Chaotic.
That's the plan.
Makes you white guys.
I want to make you blush so that your head is the same color as Cassie's hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's another thing to witness. I almost resemble Red Skull sometimes, and I love it.
It looks very mysterious in the lights, though. I think, but it's a good thing for a set.
You guys put on a very energetic set.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's so good to see, even like, you know, from Metal to the Max, and I saw you guys at the Vanguard recently, and that was, yeah, you guys are insane.
Hey man, huge thanks to you for everything you did that night, brother.
Nah, that was so much fun, man. I love doing that stuff.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, that was a fantastic show.
Yeah, and it perfectly like captures what kind of experience it was for us there too, and for you, like for for what you were saying for yourself as well. Like that was a very, very, very beautiful sort of representation that you did.
Oh man,
yeah,
thank you.
It was really good.
We already said we're going to do a reaction to your film clip. You don't have to keep sucking up. It's fine.
No,
it's fine.
Now you're making me blush, but my beard will cover it.
So I got to ask, I know you guys are talking like mainly focusing on recording and anything and that for this year, but is there any chance of a Queensland show this year?
Dude, we'd love to come to Queensland. Invite us. We will come. But yeah.
I'm going to have to fucking hire a venue and find a bunch of bands, aren't I? That's what's going to have to happen.
Just make it easier, get the ball out.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to play a show in Brisbane with Antonamasia, drop us a message and we'll fucking queue something up. Like,
no, we'd love to get you, man. Like that's one of the places even in the earlier days that we didn't play. So yeah, we're looking forward to coming up there.
I'm gonna go to all the places.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
It's been too long since we've been to some like Newcastle and
Newcastle as well. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, definitely, man. Like it's definitely going to be one of the locations when we tour on a new release. But if anything pops up beforehand, we may well end up there soon again. So, we may.
I hope you do.
Yeah, I'm keen to play all the places.
Yeah.
Maybe places. Well, that's the thing, man. Like everyone, supposedly a couple of the bands from Sydney are finding it a bit hard to crack the Queensland market at the moment, get themselves up there.
Yeah, right. Is it a metal scene up there though? Like it's more sort of modern metal, like metalcore-y sort of thing.
A little bit, but I think there's a bit of everything really. It's one of those things. I just feel like Melbourne and Sydney and Canberra sort of commune a lot, I think. Yeah. Music wise, whereas Brisbane feels a little bit like Adelaide sometimes. I think it almost feels like a forgotten cousin in some ways. That it's just a bit hard to crack. Like it can be a bit insular. I'll admit that. Like when I moved up here and we were, granted COVID was a thing, but when I moved up here and we were looking to start doing stuff, it was like, who the fuck do we even talk to?
Yeah.
So it can be, I get that it can seem maybe like, hey, I don't know who to fucking think. Honestly, best way to make it happen, if you're a band from Sydney or wherever and you're wanting to get some shit happening in Brisbane, find the bands that are doing shit in Brisbane and talk to the bands. Yeah. Because we want to, I always want to bring people in.
I would suggest hitting up Sienna Davis from Crave.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon you guys and Crave would be a great fit for a show.
Yep. Or the boys from We the Hollow as well. They're always down to do some cool shit.
Yeah. Cool as well.
Mm.
Love Crave.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if you're looking to go further north as well, if you're looking to go a bit further north than Brisbane, Viper Snatch is a good shout as well. Yeah. Like they're doing really shit like way up on the, further up the coast there.
Now we're talking dirty. Let's do it all.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, go hard. Go hard.
I want to go to Tassie.
We'll do two tours. We'll do our regional tour. The metros and regionals separate. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's it.
Places.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah.
Well, they all just come out for the show, don't they? Like, if not much goes on there, they're just coming out for the sake of coming out.
Very chill, very relaxed.
What more can you tell us about QuestFest down in Canberra?
Yeah. Say it again.
What more can you tell us about QuestFest in Canberra?
Awesome. Well, we're playing with fellow friends and Firefly, so they're also
fuck yeah, Firefly.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know.
There's a costume competition.
It's very.
Oh man!
Did you say costume competition?
They just announced the prizes for the costume competition too.
Yeah, but really cool lineup. The venue, the basso. I don't know.
I love the basement, man. Can't go wrong.
Basement in Canberra, man.
lingo, like it's like slang sort of like language.
Yeah.
I still think that some grammatical rules apply.
So it's for bass.
So basso it is.
The basso.
But yeah, man, that's the basso.
All those Aussie words.
Yep.
I miss the basement. I miss the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's been so long since we've been down that way. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
That's going to go off there. Because the all-day thing, that's going to be fucking insane.
Yeah. And similar thing, man, like really very well priced. Like, there's like a bunch of bands and it's like $25 pre-sales as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, let me see what I can think on QuestFest. QuestFest 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this kind of like medieval kind of. Well, I don't know if it's medieval.
Yeah, that's like post-apocalyptic, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
shit,
like-
yeah.
Oh.
Post-apocalyptic use of
recycled
yeah,
materials.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. There's like LARPing going on as
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, they got the Mad Max type visuals on the poster and everything there.
Cool.
So Sarah Lee, Defiant Dawn, Mirror Shield, Ethereal Realm, Visualis, Shu Nagua.
Shinagwa. Oh, no.
They're so good.
Oh, Shinagwa.
Oh, is that how it's said, is it?
Yeah, Shinagwa, they're insane.
All right.
Like war. Like,
Yeah,
but like
have that kind of
it
vibe.
is very horror movie alien
I
vibe.
love it.
It's so fucking cool.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
I really dig. I feel like it's such an interesting mix too of different, like,
That's the way festivals should be.
yeah.
Like, that's my favourite part about being at a festival. It's the way you're meant to find new bands. Like, I remember going to Soundwave one year and someone suggested probably 2015 or something like that.
Sorry. I just typed them into fucking YouTube, and I'm seeing screen like thumbnails of the fucking costume.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But Raph.
So good, dude.
They do not sound what they look like.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a ghost situation.
It is 100%, but better. I don't like Ghost. I like Shinagwa.
Hell
But
yeah.
Be good. So yeah, like, and that's it's going to be a lot of trouble. Like, we're going to 2 regional areas in 2 weekends, so it's going to be.
It's going to be.
It's fun. It strengthens the bonds.
It's true. We're still figuring out: do we sleep there or do we come home? Or do we...
We'll probably sleep there.
I don't think so.
Always sleep in Canberra.
Always stay in Canberra.
Always stay in Canberra. Premiere in Belconnen. That's the way to go.
Yeah. You've got
stumbling distance to the venue, so you have one person drive the car back with the gear, and the rest of you can stumble back.
Oh, good to know.
We get our resident.
Or after you play, someone drives the car back, and then they walk back over, and then you all can continue partying, and then you all stumble back.
Together.
Just don't do what I did, right? Okay, one time I went there and I had these contact lenses that were, instead of having like the over the pupil be clear, it was like a mesh. And I had them on in the afternoon and it was fine. It was almost like having sunglasses in my eyes, right? Fine. Then I got to the venue and I got to the basement and it was like,
and your pupils expand.
no, it was dark as fuck inside and I couldn't see shit. Like people would get this close and I couldn't see who it was. So I'm like, I need to fucking go and like change these contact lenses. So I left and then I'm trying to walk back to the Premier, to the hotel, the Premier Inn. And I'm like, it was getting dark outside. So I could barely see. And I'm like, the only way I was able to do it is because A, I'd walked it so many times, and B, from like landmarks that I could see in certain fucking street lights or whatever. And the first choice liquor sign when it was nearby.
That's a hard thing to take out in a public place as well. Like,
I would have panicked. I would have been like, I'm blind. I would have been face, man.
Screaming at everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. That would have been good for sure.
Yeah,
that would have been me. I would have been
shocking.
drunk and probably a few under and walked in and gone, that's it. I've done it. I've gone blind.
But that tells you how well I know the walk between Beso and Premier Inn.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right past the AFP headquarters, so do be careful.
Yeah, Russ walking around like this out the front of AFP headquarters.
The good thing about Canberra is after like everything closes at 5, so there's fuck all traffic in the evening.
Yeah.
Yep.
It does kind of become a bit of a not a ghost town, but it does get pretty quiet. Yeah,
it does.
Like there's people show up to gigs, but like there's the amount of traffic going around after about like 5 or 6 o'clock is fucking nothing.
Yeah,
it's a lot there. Around Balconnen and that, but in the main drag of Canberra and that now, it gets pretty bumping on the weekends.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's changed up a bit now. I've got some friends that live down there.
There you go. Shows how long it's been since I've been down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. Like, I can't remember last time.
But now, as opposed to being no cars, there's like 10.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking hectic. That's like there's pandemonium. You can't deal with that. So you go through the one traffic light in Canberra. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking this time to chat with us today. We really, really appreciate it. Again, so sorry that we can't be out there at WhisperFest or at QuestFest to catch you guys perform there. But no doubt we will see you guys perform soon. Everybody who's watching that has the opportunity should make sure you get out to one or both of those shows. It's going to be incredible lineups on both things. And look, it's Antonamasia. You can't get enough Antonamasia. We can't get enough Antonamasia. It's a great show every time.
Like Antonamasia.
You guys are the best. I always like playing with you guys.
All right, guys. Catch you guys later. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I have been Raph. He has been the Beer Buddy Kyle. This is Antonamasia. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace out. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We really hope you had a good time. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell down there. It helps the channel grow. We are still a fairly young channel and we like to try and grow our audience all over the world. We do also, for those of you who are interested, have a Patreon. It's just a couple of bucks a month. At the moment, you get all the videos early and ad-free, but we are working on ways to increase the value of that and make it a bit more enticing. So don't forget to keep an eye out and check back on what's going on over there. Other than that, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.